Coach Jerry here. Welcome to Fix My Diet. Supposedly we have today some people coming, not so much, but I want to introduce this framework again about people that, if you're watching this, you can come and actually get your diet fixed for free. Now, I really wished like out of two groups, we had a lot more people showing up. We had like an amazing show up rate in the challenge. And the challenge is cool, it's exciting, but realistically, like whenever we have stuff like this or like, fix your stuff for free or webinars or anything, that we're going to have a huge masterclass in about 15 days from now, I'm really encourage you to come and to actually come. Is going to be free. It's actually something that comes, it's basically almost a follow-up from the challenge. So those of you that took the challenge and were successful, I highly suggest you take it, because like it's like now you got your metabolism ready to lose weight. Some of you already did. Then it's the next step. We're going to break the weight plateau, and then probably it's going to roll over into another challenge, into actually the phase 2, which is fat loss. Okay. And then of course, doesn't necessarily conflict with our current, we have a mini challenge going on, strength training, whatever. Today, I want to talk something about important. I want to give you a visual because I really feel like there is a huge, and I was hearing a podcast before, but there is a huge problem in the fitness industry right now. And this is health, fitness, whatever the umbrella is, but basically is the failure rate is hugely misunderstood. The failure rate inside the fitness industry or health or nutrition, and not enough people talk about it. And it kind of like start on getting on my nerves, because like every time the people don't talk about it and they make you feel like everything is easy, then you end up getting over-promised and under-delivered. So like you go to coaches that promise you you're gonna get deliver something, then they don't. But because simply you came in with the wrong expectation, meaning like you thought it was gonna be so easy that then, of course, getting results is super easy, much like everything else in life, right? So the reality is that, and it's not because what you feel or what they tell you that it is, that the failure rate is about, in fitness industry is about 90%. In dieting, pretty much everybody that lose weight, they're gonna get it back, except the 7% or 10% of people. And the reason being because of the thing I'm gonna talk about right now. And again, one of the things they don't tell you that it is it is not because you're lazy. It is not because you are not disciplined. You're very disciplined people in general. Like, no, not just you two that you came, but I'm talking about in general. We wake up, either you work for yourself, but you go to work. Some of you have kids. Some of you have things to do. You come back from work. You hopefully you eat. You try to eat. Then you go to sleep, and you try to pay your bills. Like everything is very disciplined. The problem is that when you come to the fitness industry, the health industry, you've been either produced fake ideas or something that like wrong expectation. And the fitness industry is a great example of that. They tell you that you can diet and you're going to lose 10 kilo in 2 weeks. And essentially you can lose 10 kilo in 2 weeks. You can potentially, I think it probably the most you can lose. You just don't eat, but then you gain it back. And then you are frustrated, and some of you end up with a very unfunctional metabolism, and that's kind of like the situation. And then you don't go to the right people to get help, or you feel like it's not right to make any investment because then you don't feel like it's gonna work, or maybe you do make an investment, and I feel sorry for you guys that some of you that happens, and then you get burned because they don't deliver. They just tell you you're lazy, you need to eat less. And the problem is that you really come up with either wrong expectation from other people or expectation that is being bad experiences from yourself. And the problem is that not enough people really talk about things that you should do and you should experience. And I always like today, I feel like coach is wrong, is kind of like really misunderstood. And this is why I'm trying to throw together things like this, like Fit My Diet, and come to Fix My Diet, and I'm going to really fix your diet for free. We're going to go into your situation. But if you don't come and you watch a replay, then it's hard for me to be able to follow up. And then whenever we talk and I explain you the situation, and then you say, oh, but Jerry, I don't think it's going to work for me. And I say, okay, have you done some challenges? No, I was busy. Why were you busy? Because I was really busy. And sometimes you are. But you need to ask yourself, is it really important? Because if it is, then I think that you need to hear what we have for you here today, because I'm going to explain one of the things we're going to explain much better and in a different context on our webinar masterclass coming up in a few weeks, which is called the lead domino or the domino effect, which basically is that most people get thrown information into themselves. They always want to learn more, but they don't really do much, because when they do, something doesn't work, and then they tell themselves the story that it doesn't work, instead of asking themselves why. Today, I'm going to show you an example, and I am going to show you a few examples. I just want to open up this because I really was, in fact, I had a lot going on, and I got everything ready, except for one picture that I want to show you about a testimonial. In fact, it's two pictures, but I want to show you a few. Because I want to really talk about examples here. And example is this one was, I remember, was Maria was this case. So let me just go ahead and pull her up. Where is Maria? There you go. Okay, so we have Maria here. And we have another visual about, okay, and you know, there's always this context about I cannot lose my belly fat when I'm 40. And okay, so let's pretend this was the case for her, but let's say that, of course, we have so many, the desire for the ladies over 40, they want to lose some weight, right? And then we have, for example, Maria, she couldn't lose the weight because her problem was the stress. Now let's pretend the problem is the stress, and you don't lose weight because, you know, you have the stress as a problem, right? So, and I kind of wanted to put a scenario, right? So we know that the stress level go up, and I always say you have to manage your stressors and you have to manage your stress level. So you have to manage the way your body responds to things, and then you have to manage your stressors. If you take off your stressors from your life, then you're going to be fine. But sometimes you cannot take off your stresses, because your stresses are your kids, your stresses are your job, your boss, your relationship. Maybe it's not good relationship, then it's a stress. And what happens is that you don't take it off. And then you're just so worried and so concentrated about your weight and your belly. And you say, oh my God, I'm doing all the right things and I'm not losing the belly. So what the heck do I do? Then you jump on a diet, you jump off a diet, and then you ask yourself, fuck, like now what do I have to do? And then you need to hear that potentially what happens is that you should possibly need to get a little bit more weight before to fix the problem. You need to get worse to get better. And this is what people don't tell you that you need. But when you hear it, you obviously don't want to do it. But most of the time is because you really don't assess stress right. You say, oh, okay, cool. I know that I don't have to stress. I don't reduce my stressors. I'm just going to respond better to the stress. So you meditate or whatever. If you do not assess the stress right, if you do not assess a problem right, and this is why I always ask you, and when I see the replay here, like you guys are clients, so you know, if you want to reach out, you can message me anytime. When you see the replay here, if you're not a client or if you want to know more about it, schedule a call, because this is why calls are important. They're not like these things over here. They're not meant to come over here so I can actually force you into my program. My calls are not sales calls, whatever that can force into my program. It's for you to understand your problems. For you to, in fact, like they're supposed to get charged for it. They're supposed to get charged, and we don't, because we want to actually make you understand that you actually need it. The problem is, and I'm going to show you a few right now. Let's pretend your problem is stress. There is at least three problems stress creates. It could be for your cortisol, right? Water retention, cortisol. So it could be one micro problem, right? It could be that you don't know what to do, and you exercise and you don't know what food and exercise works best for your hormone. That's another stressor. Your body's gonna create more stress. You have lack of routines and stress management. So then you cannot regulate your hormones. All these three problems are different problems. If you want to understand what is your problem, it's not enough to know I'm stressed. It's more so like, what is the micro problem that I have to fix? If you do not fix that, and why am I doing all this today? Is because week by week in my communities, I'm going to start fixing problems. Just fixing problem with reels, with all that stuff. I do need to participate. Fuck, I'm tired of asking. Participate, whether you're a client or a prospect, participate. Because if you don't, then we do all this for nothing. I mean, unless you're a client that we actually talk, you know that that's the way we work, but we need you to participate. I'm taking now the problem of the food. I'm taking now this problem. I'm taking this problem now, right? So the last one, let's pretend you understand it's this problem. So you cannot just randomly try. That's why I said we need to talk. Don't feel like if I'm saying book a call with me is because I need to actually force into something. You need to talk. And the reality though is like, and I want to make this clear again for all you watching a replay. It's your choice whether or not you want to hire a coach. But if it sucks the way you feel and you cannot find a solution, chances are you should. Somehow, this is why it's never been easier to get into my program. We created systems that you can technically just have the app and you can just use the app. It's more affordable than working with me one-to-one, right? But you need somehow to see two things. Number one, understand the path that we have. If the system is for you, that's great. Chances are you're in the right place. If you like me and the team as a person, meaning like, then we can help you. Then I can motivate you to change. And then, of course, you understand what's keeping you back, what's holding you back. And so let's pretend that holding you back is your stress because you're stressed and therefore you have no routine like that. These are the micro problem that you're facing right now. Like there are like potentially like you facing the fact that, eating the wrong food, right? Disrupt your insulin balance. Doing high intensity workout, despite that the celebrity online or the influencer tell you to do, it's messing up. It's like giving you worse than like it's creating, they say, oh, workout is good, but it's creating too much problems workout, right? So it's like now on top of that, you have a message from the industry that you should work out, but for you is not good, the workout, because of your stress. For example, Marcela is not stressed and she can easily work out. Lamis would be super stressed. And I'm just making an example. I'm not saying like that's what it, oh, okay, now it's a problem. Elizabeth or myself, I have an inverted cortisol curve. All we have to work out different times, for example. We have to. And you need to understand that part. If you don't get this part, you're never going to get the problem. So coaching is hugely misunderstood because there are too many coaches that give you the same thing, try to sell you the same thing, try to give you just mindset workout, and it doesn't make any sense because it's like when it's random, it doesn't make sense. But if whatever you see from me, it does reflect what you are, please participate because this is the only way I can help you. Now, there aren't enough healthy fat in the diet. That would be an hormonal production problem, right? People that do the DASH diet, it's like high carb, high protein, very little fat. Oh, I'm scared of the fat. Same thing, it would be scared of the carb, same problem. They do not incorporate, like you do not incorporate, meal timing or stress, whatever, right? Okay, so Maria was doing, she switched from HIIT workouts to hormonal friendly workout, which that means like strength training, maybe I think it was 1 or 2 per week. And then she starts seeing results because she was working out too much before. You want to see what results she was having? This is Maria. Let me just see if I can pull her up like that. Whoever said that there were 40 moms after one pregnancy, I think it was at least one pregnancy. I don't remember if it was 2, but it was at least one because she told me, I'm changing because I want my kid not to have a bad role model as a mom. So as you can imagine, this is the results. And I think that was after as low as 6 to 8 weeks, maybe 10, but not much more. So this, for example, is why we do work, not because of my diet, which I don't have, not because of specific workouts, which I don't have, or of something I created, a magic pill or Ozempic, No, because like you need to get to the right root cause problems. And if you're watching this, I'm telling you, they say people only remember 10% when you watch. If this is the 10% you remember, try to remember this and actually take some action, because this is basically the issue in coaching right now. You get over-promised and under-deliver, and then you get burned and you feel like every other coach is going to be the same thing. Okay? Now, this is kind of like the problem. Now, let's pretend the problem was they don't incorporate. Let me just see what the first problem was. Exercise. They don't know what food balance is and exercise this. Okay. All right. So now the problem wouldn't be the food. I feel like I put the same one. Hold on. Okay. First, fantastic. So the scenario I just said before to you, it was because a potential problem of stress was because they don't know what food and exercise to eat. That would be a problem. Let's pretend your problem was that you have no specific routines. You basically don't know, you don't plan, right? So you don't have a morning routine to calm you down, right? And so the day cannot start properly. And it was me not so long ago. You have negative mindset practices. You don't breathe. You don't manage stress. You don't sleep. You don't sleep. You don't take sleep as a priority. We'll take this and basically, right? Sleeps regulate the hormones, right? So I remember Cindy, but this is kind of like the way it was me as well, right? It's like Cindy, which was a client of mine, she changed her sleep in about a week because we understood the problem was she was getting too much coffee. So if you get too much coffee, you don't sleep, then you go to sleep in the night, you take melatonin, and then you sleep, but you don't wake up and you need more coffee. While another person that for me would be, for example, my case, reverse cortisol curve. I never really slept good in my life, but now as I'm forcing myself, I sleep. I feel like I'm sleeping maybe 8 to 10 hours, but I sleep fast forward. Why can I not fix it? I just tried to do it this week, and it's like it's getting a lot better. And it's like you just set on a fucking alarm clock. And before I'm like, if I set an alarm clock, I'm gonna wake up very like almost like super hyper, and then I'm gonna be stressed. But in fact, if you teach your body how to do it correctly, and of course you kind of like start understanding the sleep and everything, understand why you wired, understand, you know, that you're gonna feel like shit the first couple of days, but then it's gonna regulate your circadian rhythm. All these changes. So I hope this kind of like introduction makes sense, because guys, these calls are gold when I say, especially for prospect. I never remember your name because it's in Russian or Ukrainian, I'm not sure, but like I don't remember the name, but I see you here all the time, and you're not yet a client, and I appreciate it because like you actually using the time that you have is very smart, even to just come and watch. But otherwise, we always have a lot of clients and we have some new people prospect. But you guys use this time, because I understand if I don't feel like I'm for you, that's great. Like you should really take the time and go somewhere else. But if you try to magically fix your health and doing nothing with it, doing nothing without challenges, which are free, doing nothing with when you have a masterclass, whatever, then like now we just have a mini challenge inside the group of the challenge. We have a strength train challenge. I think the only people are doing this challenge is the three I'm seeing here. I think Islamis, Elizabeth I saw, I think Marcela I saw post. But aside from that, I don't see a lot. It's like, I wonder why. Why the hell are you not doing the things that are easy? You don't have a gym membership? Fuck, go get a gym membership. You don't need to go to the gym. You can work out in the house. Get some weights and work out in the house. That's like super easy. If you don't do the right things, then it's because you don't want to, which is fine. It doesn't make you a bad person. But then don't tell yourself that you want, because you're just fooling yourself. With this being said, I want to open up questions. This is your time. It was important for me to show this because I think like I'm going to paste a calendar link on the bottom on the replay. Fucking take the calendar. Like I'm telling, like at least to get your problems across and understand what's the deal. I have a lot of free stuff to give away. I can give it to you. If I tell you you need to actually, it behooves you to have a coach, and really is important. I'm not going to give you anything you don't need. Then you should take it, because I'm telling you, we live in a window of time which I'm doing this. I'm not saying I'm doing this for the rest of my life. So if you actually care about being coached from me, like it's something you should actually think. Now, with this being said, Elizabeth, I know you were to go into the gym. I think like maybe you would have the priority. So if you need anything, please unmute, and then I'll give you the tips that you need, and then we'll do everybody else. Can you still talk? If not, please do message what you need specifically on the bottom here, and I'll respond. But with this being said, can you talk? Can you still talk, Elizabeth? If you're driving or anything, just still there? Okay. So when you're in the gym, please type your question now. I know you said tips about like, tell me exactly the tips you want. I'm gonna take care of it later because I just want to make sure also everybody else are here that can actually talk right away. The lady with the Russian name, do you want to unmute yourself? Do you want to talk? Please, guys, do use your stamp for real. Like I'm trying to make it for you guys, but if you don't have anything to say, then I guess you're just watching. Lamis, Marcela, I know you guys well. So unmute yourself, please, and let me know what you need help with, because this isn't a Q&A call only. It's just a also fix my diet. I think that everybody has some sort of an issue they want to be fixed. Please tell me how I can help. Lamis, you got here second. You want to go? Lamis, you cannot talk.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. Not the best because my mom is a little bit sick and in hospital. She has a serious problem with her eye.
Okay.
So she's there for a week now. But yeah, that's why in addition to my, procrastination and all this stuff, now she's also sick and this makes things worse for me regarding consistency. But I just have a quick question about the protein, whey protein, which is better, isolate or إيش Sarah?
Isolate or regular whey?
Concentrate or
No,
isolate? Concentrate protein or
like
isolate?
whey protein. That's it.
Okay. So whey protein and
Any
so
regular whey protein will do fine for you because like you're not really an athlete. Like it's not like you're an athlete. If you're an athlete, or for example, if you already had, let's say, many muscle, like I see here Marcela, which has more a muscular frame, then isolate is really quick absorption, meaning like you absorb is already pre-digested, right? Whey is still fast absorption. It covers from now until 2 or 3 hours from now. And then, but again, it's like I don't even know if you need as many protein. I think like you could take protein from food, but if it's not, let's say if you don't get even 100 grams per protein per day, whatever that's the case, then you can take a meal, sorry, a shake, but it's like any whey protein will do fine, no problem. The other thing I really feel like I want to be kind of touching on since that you brought it up, I would not do it if you didn't say anything, but because it's like since that you said it, um, that you say makes things worse. I really feel instead that right now, and I really hope your mom's gonna be okay and everything, but we talk about several times, like the procrastination shouldn't be worse. It should actually be better now because like as your situation sometimes with your mom stresses you, right now at least you have your own surroundings, right? You can do your things. You can allow to get time for yourself without being judged or somebody like conflicts or anything. It's like, so I think like really you should take this time to actually prioritize your health. And of course you can go to see her every day in the hospital, hopefully, right? But you should really take your time to prioritize yourself because it's like this was one of the issue with you. It's like you never have time to prioritize because always in the same surrounding from a culture and everything. So it's just telling you from the culture, it's like do this, whatever, right? And it's like, I really feel like in his unlockiness, this is kind of like a thing that I help you to do at least, I really feel like at least the right things, right? So take it as a learning experience for yourself, and then we can go to understand why you feel like they still the procrastination, but take it as at least now you have time for yourself. So just do that and don't really focus too much on a protein. But if you need to take any whey protein, is going to be fine for you, I think.
Okay,
And
thank
also,
you.
I would say stress less, meaning like 1, 2, maximum 3 workout per week done well in the gym is better than 5 workouts. And try to stick to your intake, right? Like your nutritional intake. If it doesn't work, ask yourself what makes you fall off. In other words, if you cannot eat enough protein is one thing, but if you eat badly or whatever, and you overboard the calorie, ask yourself, wow, what happens? What was the situation like? Because that's more important than the protein itself.
Because the thing is that I think I eat less calories than what you like told me to do, or what's suitable for me. So I don't know if this is a really bad thing, but I think it's better than overeating. Yes,
Well,
not.
like the data always are supposed to tell you, right? It's like if you're doing something and in fact you're eating too little calorie and then you don't lose weight, yeah, chances are you kind of like want to prime your metabolism a little bit. You want to rehab it like we did in the challenge. And that would mean I'm now when is the last time you took pictures?
Oh, the beginning of the challenge, the last
So
challenge,
it
but
was,
it was like Claudia. I was a bit late and I never got to put to post
well,
my.
let me just check if I have your measurements here. I don't see any measurements from, okay, I see this now, hold on. So measurements are like, yeah, kind of stable. Like it's not really different, but it's maybe a little bit sometimes more. Let me see. Yeah.
Weight is going down a little bit. I feel also comfortable in clothes better.
Okay, so that's all thing that whatever you do is improving. But potentially, this is what I would do in your case. If you feel like you're totally fine, just stick to it and create this habit. If you feel like now, how is in Poland the time now? Is hot or is already cold?
No, not cold. It's cool, not hot, but sometimes it gets a little bit cold in morning or at night. But
Okay,
not less than 16, 17. That's it.
so I would say, and keep posting inside my group. That way, now we have a workout challenge, right? It's a good thing for you, time for you to do it as well. Post videos about how you train one more time. I want to assess what happens from the last time to this time and see the workout intensity. I can give you some tips that as well. But I think that it's really important that the time you're in the gym, you're very good intensity, and then when you're off the gym, since we have some good weather still probably there as well, you want to be taking this time and walk correctly. Meaning like one thing that I see all the time is like people walking, and I see this in pretty much every client. Sometimes you get 8,000 steps, sometimes you get 4,000, then sometimes you get 11,000, then sometimes you get 2,000, 3,000. What happens is, which is better, it would be set yourself a target, which every day you cannot go lower. Meaning like, let's say that you don't want you can always go over, but if the minimum you do is 4,000, the next target is like every day is 5,000 steps. Very slow, like relaxed thing. It can be that you take phone calls. It could be like me now. I'm getting up and I'm going like that. I'm moving around a little bit. That could be the scenario. It could be while doing other things. You don't have to actually go to walk, but at the end of the step, when you measure the days, you have minimum 5,000. If you go 10,000, it's okay. But if you go one day more, one day less, whatever, then it's not good. So keep those, like you need to keep this habit all the time, the equal, right? Now I will do this and I can do it on, I can
Because
do it.
I sometimes quick a lot, sometimes much less. So
But
I
this is
know what.
every client, is not you. So I think this tip is for everybody. what we can do here is that I'll put you just to, do you feel like, let me ask you, do you feel like what is the issue now? Do you have hunger because it's too little calorie, or what is the problem?
No, the opposite. I don't feel hungry. I am okay with even 2 meals and
Okay,
not
good.
big and one in the middle, but
You
sometimes
watching the rest, do you still watching the recipes, or you're just eating whatever?
no, because recipes on my own was not a good idea. So I use my fitness pal, and now I have the feel of what I'm eating. More or less, it's the same. So I know I'm not
So
exceeding
now,
that.
are you using the recipe in the app or no?
No, no, I'm not.
Okay. So let's do this. Since you're not really hungry and now we're still in the summer, maybe for like the last month, let's pretend that your body's ready. Let's try to break this weight plateau. We'll go with 1400 calorie. And in fact, you're using my fitness pal?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
I
so
do.
I'm gonna delete your plan here real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Let's show everybody what we're doing. So we go here. And what I want to do, without stressing so much about it, like we're going to, hold on, confirm. Your nutritional goal from now is going to be, how low do you think you can go low, in your opinion?
Maybe 1300.
Okay, we'll do 1400. And I want you to only focus on protein with a minimum only of 30% is more than enough, 100 grams. So if you can take 100 grams without the powder, don't take the shake. Just take the 100, that one. Yeah? That's the
Uh,
only thing you have to
if
think.
sorry again, Jerry, what did you say
If you can
about?
take the protein 100 grams from the food when you track in my fitness pal, then
Okay,
you
yes.
don't need the protein shakes because the
Oh,
absorption of the food is always better.
okay, okay, yes.
Protein drinks are because you don't have time, is because you want to be consistent, is because sometimes you need something sweet. There is so many things. In fact, I could go there and I could get all the things that, you know, there is protein puddings, there is protein, there's tons of shit, but it's like, it doesn't mean like they're better. It's just they're useful. So what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying is like, concentrate on 1300 as your goal, protein only, and you take your measurements now. You take
Mm-hmm.
your measurements in 2 weeks. If you, in this time, 2 weeks, you get really stressed, very hungry, whatever, you cannot sleep, low energy, you message me. If everything is different, you message me and you say, my energy went from 10 to 5. My sleep went from 10 to 5. Whatever, right? Because if you're not hungry, if your energy is okay, then you're probably going to lose weight right now. But also weight is not only the thing. You need to take your picture again. You need to take your measurements again. And you need to make sure that you feel better in your clothes. It's still summer. Use the weight loss now. Because, or else, in the winter, some people can lose weight, but it's more difficult because you cannot go outside and walk. In most places, you cannot walk in the winter.
But you feel also more hungry, more wanting to have
That's
more sweet.
subjective. Like women subjective is, I wanted to talk about this. There is studies that show that different seasons are better. For me, winter is better. But for women, it's subjective. Some people are more hungry. If you eat more fat, you're going to feel more full. If you eat more carbs, some people are getting even more hungry. But it's subjective. Women with the cycle, they change their hormones every week, every month.
Mm.
So it depends. It's subjective. But I'm saying like now, an undeniable fact is now you can walk.
Mm.
In the winter, unless you live in Miami like I used to, it's fucking cold. Like you cannot walk most places. So
Mm.
it's gonna be hard to get you to do 10,000 steps in the winter. But now you can. Now
Mm.
your mom is away. If the hospital is closed, walk in the hospital. If like whatever, but you find time for you to do things for yourself now, because it's like, if you don't do it now, what better time you can do it? You can still go and see your mom every day, but when she comes back, then she's gonna be there. Then you know how you have to cook and maybe whatever, right? And
Yeah.
now, can you stay consistent to 1300 calorie? You just track in everything you eat without
Mm.
recipes, right?
Yes, yes, I can.
That doesn't create any problems, or it
No,
does.
no, I like using my fitness pal, really. Yes.
Okay, so I feel like you got all you need. Any other question that you have?
Okay. No, no, thank you. But this was really motivational. I mean, I feel now I'm starting all over.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
feel like you have to start all over, and don't feel like also you have to have motivation kicking your butt to do it. It's just do it and understand that it's gonna be things that you fell off, but you need
Mm,
to understand what goes wrong, what's the problem, and why. Why
mm,
did I quit this time? What was the issue? Because if you understand those two things, then you know how to fix the next time better. And in fact, it's like, let's say that you have a goal. I just did that with my coach early today, the business coach. And the goal would be, let's say, revenue, the coach. That would be a goal, right? In your
mm,
case, weight and better health and less, you're gonna shrink, you're gonna see yourself smaller.
mm,
If you have this goal and every week you say, I'm gonna lose 1 centimeter, and let's say that you try something this week and it doesn't work. Many people want to try something new. The problem is that you need to ask yourself, why didn't it work? Because if it didn't work because you simply didn't stick to you didn't hit your protein goal, then the
mm,
next week is about eating your protein goals. It's not about now I'm gonna jump from a low carb diet to a low fat diet. Because the
mhm,
protein is still gonna be an issue. So this is how you want to see stuff, right? Now,
mm,
as we understand that, this is the mindset I want you to get. Nobody's here to save you. And no other things from the outside are preventing you from being saved. Not your parents, not your daughter, not your friends, not the fact that you're in a foreign country. Nobody is actually stopping you. Only you can stop you. And also
mm,
only you can save you, right? And
mm,
therefore, you go ahead and do whatever you need to do on a daily basis because it's a lifestyle, not because somebody need to motivate you.
mm,
That's the lesson, and it's not just you, it's the lesson for everybody that I see in this call for sure, but also for everybody that watches the replay, that didn't show up to the call. So
mm,
get this, with your situation and do the best. He also represents me. So I need to think on that. Sometimes I need more motivation for myself. But if it's a motivation come from the inside and I love it, then it's a habit.
mhm. Yes, yes.
Hopefully this help. Let's go to Marcela. And again, the lady, I don't know if it's Anastasia, I don't know, like the lady here. I don't know if you want to unmute, you can. First, we'll do Marcela. Like, do you have anything for me, Marcela, or you're just here to watch? Otherwise, we'll go to. Can you talk, Marcela?
Hi. Hi.
There you are.
I was actually just here to watch.
Okay, fantastic. So, so far,
Yeah.
whatever we discussed last time, you're doing fine with, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, let's see what was the goal that you put last time that we talked. I remember talking to you in I think in the last call Q&A.
You
I mean,
mean
what
the
is
cal?
what's a major needle mover? What is the thing that you're supposed to concentrate the most?
Um, it was sleep, I think. Yes,
I'm sorry, what?
sleep. Sleep. Get enough
Sleep.
sleep.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
is that's improved then?
Yeah. Um, it's much better.
Okay. Cool. What was
Mm.
the issue with the sleep itself? Because that's useful for me, I guess.
Just that I had many wake ups during night and too few hours, but that's not a problem anymore.
Was it for the food or was for, let's say, psychological issues or personal issues?
I'm not sure actually.
Hmm.
I just had a long period where I had really disrupted sleep, but I don't know why.
Okay, good. I mean, now that it's
Yeah.
fixed, it means like whatever you're doing is good.
Yeah.
Do you have any question regarding to your own prescription here? Like when I mean like by that is like now we have the set calorie, we have the so you're doing fine with this, right? So far?
Yeah, actually, yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
If you need anything, yeah, oh, look at the way this volley looks like it went down. Yeah, look at you're in a downtrend already.
Yeah.
Whenever I see this, it's like this is the easiest way to see, right? It's like you going downtrend. How the body measurements are, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, they're also a little bit
For
going down.
everybody, by the way, whenever this happens, and not just the weight, but everything goes down again, This is why when the sleep is regulated, this is why these things happens, not the opposite way around. It's like if you force yourself to lose weight and still you sleep bad, then you're gonna lose it, but then it's gonna come back. When everything happens before, like energy is great, cravings are good. This is why I said before, you can watch a replay. I think you got here late, but you can watch the replay. Like it's like whenever you understand the root cause of the problem, let's say sleep, you understand 3 micro problem of the sleep, and then you understand from that micro problem what are the root cause, and then you understand how to fix it. Same thing with cravings. Many people know they have cravings, they don't know why. It comes out that a lot of people don't have breakfast, and that's why you get cravings. I just did an experiment this week, which is crazy. But it's like I love McDonald's, and I said, I wanna go to McDonald's. I got twice there to eat. And I said, if I get this in the night, I'm gonna store weight. Even like, let's say same kind of calorie, which is food timing, you're gonna store weight. If you eat it in the morning as, let's say, almost breakfast, and I didn't eat anything until late, and then I got like let's say some chicken or one time some fish and then some vegetable, and then you go to sleep or you get some protein bars, that some of them taste like a dessert, so I feel like I have a dessert. Today I wake up on almost a new record of weight in 3 days. Can you fucking eat McDonald's every day and be successful? Yes, you can. Would it work for you? I don't know, because you need to understand what's the problem that doesn't allow you to lose weight. So I think like that's important to point out. So if you don't have any more questions, Marcela, see if anybody needs anything, and then I'm going to respond to Elizabeth. So you're good, right?
Yeah, maybe you could just tell me about the mini challenge inside this challenge, because I
Yeah,
think I
it's
missed
basically
it.
workout challenge. So it's like go inside the group, but it says 21-day challenge. This is where we're gonna run the next one, the big one. Over there, I just say you just need to post your workout. Like it could be a video of the workout, it could be a picture. Obviously, if you post a video workout and I have a look and I see you doing something in a certain way, I can then tell you, okay, you can correct the form or whatever. So that's useful for you. But it's mostly a mini challenge, just saying, you guys post as much as you can, and then we're gonna roll the dice and see whoever wins. That's just one of the regular habitual challenges. I'm just doing it in a small group because I want to keep the small group very engaged. That's it.
Yes. Okay, thanks.
For sure. Okay, so it seems like nobody else needs anything. The workout challenge no, the workout challenge you have to go ahead and watch. Let me see how long it's for, but I think it's a few weeks. It's not 20 days because that's only the group that is gonna host the next big challenge. But I think like the mini challenge and I don't see, hold on. Let me find here. Yeah, it's gonna be from until 23rd of September, so I guess Monday. So you still have time this week. That's kind of what it is. One thing that I want to point out before we go to the last question is this, which is super important and is almost the next thing after the challenge, and is this. Monday the 30th, 8:40 p.m. This is something you should really come and watch, because that's a master class and it's going to be really cool. I'm going to show you a few things you can do. There's going to be some prizes in there. There's going to be ways for you to actually, get something. There is only 5 people going. I'm going to keep blasting it out to pretty much, they still have 2 weeks. There should be no maybe. Like if you can come, because this is going to be a super masterclass. So just letting you know. Now let's talk about last one. Include protein, the last challenge, how I got the great tips, but still high carb. I'm not understanding the question. Does the answer I gave Lamis, what's the question? Like you don't know how to get enough protein, or you have too much?
No, I got a lot of tips on how to include proteins. But if you have tips on how to cut carbs, but then again, I kind of got my answer when you talked to Marcella about sleep, and I should really fix that first.
You can fucking go to McDonald's in the morning, and then like you're not gonna be hungry in the night. Like I'm just joking, but it's like you really can. Like you have a threshold of carbs, and if you eat too much in the night because you you eat too little in the day or because you're stressed about it, then you're really supposed to get that answered first. But aside from that, on a very high level, meaning like you, it depends, like, I mean, let's go on a day-to-day example. Let's pull up your thing here and see if I can actually give you a better answer. But this is actually like really how it works. It's like, it's not rocket science, but it's not easy either. It's like everybody make it seem like it's easy, but it's not. But on the same way, depends what you like to eat, right? So what's the problem in like tell me a scenario of a day-to-day scenario, because here I'm watching your thing, and did you log food or you just using what do you use? The recipe app, or what do you use?
I use mostly my fitness pal.
Okay.
And the challenge is kind of eating as a family with small kids, and what they like, and trying not to make 2 different meals.
Okay, yeah, because I don't see your logs here. Okay, so then how, like, you eat, like you have them all the day or just in the morning?
All day.
Sorry, just in the, like, they're not in the school then?
Yes, but we usually have breakfast, and I have, so lunch is for me separately.
So
But the breakfast, dinner,
okay,
maybe something right? For the evening. Yeah.
So what do they like?
It's a lot of pasta, rice, carb high.
Do you like those big things as well?
Yes, and I try to cut down, as I've learned from you, to 75, 80 grams, including more of meat, veggies for myself.
Okay, do you like pancakes?
Yes.
Just have, like, they love pancakes, I'm assuming. Like they could.
Yeah.
So I would say get one meal that is sweet. One meal that it could be something like, but you eat in the morning pasta or no? Or in the night?
No, that's dinner time.
Dinner, right? Okay, good.
Yeah. Mornings for me are mostly yogurt or cereals. Okay,
fantastic. So this is what I would do. There is 2 ways to do it, which is easy. It's like you have, let's say take your MyFitnessPal real quick, and that's okay. You have 2,000 calories, right? So look at that. We'll use this. It's like 200 grams of carbs is plenty of carbs. You can literally just include all the carb in the dinner or in the morning. I would say you want to do 50-50 and include this 200 grams in the morning, and then 100 and 100. Now, in all fairness, that's a lot of calorie. Like now, you either compensate, like you're saying, if the stress is under control and you can go into a fat loss phase, again, you're in the gym, I would say commit to 2 or 3 times in the gym. But look, see this graph is like you were very consistent here, not here, and then like you were consistent again, right? But much like everybody, and I said before to Lam, it's the same thing. It's like you go from 3,000, which is good, to maybe not, or 5, like that's me as well. Then you go sometime to 15,000. Rather than just go this all the time, I would say just put a baseline of 7,000 and you never go lower. Right? And you also don't need to go higher. You just keep that the same thing, because then we know that we can always go a little bit more, right? Now, how do you make these things? The 100 grams is what is up to you, but I would definitely go into I would keep the movement very high now, if you can, right? Like that would be my first guess. If you don't feel like you need to hit more, then we can cut calories. But when you cut calories and carbs together, and you already have a challenge with that, that's not going to be long lasting. It's going to be kind of a problem. So what I would say, why don't you think in the lunch, that's going to be a low carb for sure. So it could be you either have just a shake. It could be that you have a salad with chicken or whatever. Like you choose, depend whatever you want to do. But definitely, even if you go to your job and then you eat somewhere, try not to have carbs. In the evening, you're gonna do the same thing that you see here potentially. Let's say I'm putting up this just to show everybody. You're just gonna go to one of the recipes inside the group. And by the way, I'm gonna post this in this group. This is what is access. Everybody has access to these things in this group. You might well just use it, and you go to guides and you look at, for example, all these recipes, you know, scrambled egg or whatever. There are things with Mexican rice. There are things with pasta. All these things are inside for free inside this group. You just cook, for example, this for dinner. Because let's say, I don't know why it's doing it, but anyway, you're gonna find a recipe in there, right? Either this one or you find another recipe, and then you can cook the same thing for you and your kids in the evening, right? And if they just want to have that, they don't love the vegetable, you're just gonna make the pasta on the side anyway. Let's say that you are in 3 and you want to eat 70, 80 grams each, and they want to hit 150 because they like more, whatever. Like you cook for them this one, right? And then you just eat the 70 grams for you. You weigh it, even if you do 100 grams when it's cooked, whatever. That's the way to do it. In the morning, the same thing. You just make one time pancakes, one time. I mean, if it's gonna be cereal, that's good. Try to do oatmeal for you. Something like you need to create this family environment is important, but on the same way, you cannot get off track every time, because at the end of the day, you're like, I didn't hit my goal. And then you're gonna start like, okay, what do I do? And that would be probably the best way if you wanna use my fitness file, because this allows you to choose still what you're gonna eat and you're not confined to recipes. Or else you can just go to, I mean, you can take more complete, let's say, how do you say, more complicated recipe, but that's gonna make it more difficult to stick because maybe they don't like it, and then you need to cook it for you and for them and whatever. Is this helping at all?
Yes, and it's good to hear that I'm thinking right. I use the recipes for inspiration and a guideline, sort of.
Mhm.
But then I cook what we usually have and try to keep it normal for us.
Yeah. How small are your kids?
And eating enough is not a problem. It's more the opposite, struggling to go from 1800 to 2000.
So you're eating too much then?
No, I probably eat too little. I often end around 1800.
So then you could potentially eat less now.
Yes.
Yeah, then let's change it. Why, like, if you want to lose weight, why do we need to stay? If you feel like you're not hungry?
No.
Let's go down to.
And I eat 1900. I seldom go up to 2000. I kind of struggle to get those 200.
Let's go. Well, then you don't want to force feed yourself. Then let's eat. We're gonna put you. I'm gonna give you a goal of, like, you'll see now it's already changed. I'm gonna put 170 grams of carbs, and again 1700 calorie. If you feel like you need to eat more one day, do it. But if otherwise, just don't do it. Don't force yourself. Like now is the summertime. You can do that more so later on, if anything. How little are your kids? Are just already going to school, or like?
3 and 6. One at school and one in kindergarten.
Okay, so they're already outside, so you still have some time for you.
Yeah, but that sounds good.
Okay, if you need anything else, just reach out. Okay.
Yeah, I will. Thanks.
Fantastic. All right, ladies, it seems like that's all. Hopefully this thing was helpful. And of course, all this cannot be applicable to your own situation, but if you are a client, come to these things. If you are, I mean, you can, of course, always message me on top of it. But if you're not specifically, come and then interact. And also when you see something inside the group, I'm gonna put inside the thing here. I mean, if you are a client, message me first and we'll see the situation. If we need a call, we'll put one. And if you're not, I'm gonna put also the calendar to, in fact, if you wanna know more about these things and everything, shoot me a message, because that's important really to understand, not looking for the next diet, but understand your problems. If you're already doing something, you can come to these calls and let's fix it on the spot, much like I did now. As you saw, even people that are doing fine, they still something have that we can work on. Always we can improve. And I think that this is what I want to stop on today. All the best. Thank you so much. I wish you and talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.